All right. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:32. I'm a little late. A lot going on today. It's February 29th. What is this? Is this the last day of the month? Hold on a second. It is the last day of the month. Hopefully everyone had a great month. A lot of action this month. A lot of rotation. A lot of things to do. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Lab.com. This is the 630 Club where we go over what the focus is today. It's the PCE to measure inflation. As the market just consolidated for 3-4 days while, we're trying to figure out what's next year. Calendar-wise, everyone's been calling a big-time correction, 2 to 5%. But meanwhile, the CPI that was hot, the PPI that was hot didn't bring us down. The cyber names didn't bring us down. AI saved the day, and then crypto saved the day. And, is the PCE going to save the day or not? Let me say good morning to some of my dogs real quick. We got Thom from Dallas in the house. We got Big D. I don't know. I must be a Texas fan. Big and strong. Little barbecue. Doesn't hurt anybody. What up, Itz? What up, Josh? What up, Dan? What up, a bunch of Dans. Antonio. I don't want to screw up the way you say your name. What up, Andre Blair from the BTF? One of my boys. Always contributing, giving good ideas. So anyway, with that said, let's just get right to it. That's a chart of the SPYs. The chart of the SPYs. The SPYs, the backbone of the market. And we basically had a bit of a pullback, right, for 4 days. Friday, we hit a high of 510. Okay, and that was the post Nvidia crazy gap. Okay, and what we've done for 4 days is just consolidate. This does look like just a normal, evergreen bull flag, like controlled the 4-day pull-in, AI, semis, controlled pull-in digestion. The Mag 7, not so magnificent right now. You don't have many things making higher highs. They're consolidating. While that happened, you had really good action in the bios, really good action in the small caps, really good action in the crypto-related names. And now here we are. So what's next? What do you think, Eric? What's next? I don't know. We'll see. But this is here's 504.75. That's the low of the week. And then you have a huge gap here. The question is, are we going to continue to hold this gap? And then is the PCE going to come in light and show disinflation, which is what the Fed wants, because the street's been dead wrong. They said 5 cuts. I remember in December, they're like 143 basis points worth of cuts. I'm like, how are we going to do that at all-time highs? Anyway, we're down to 3 cuts with zero chance in March and May. And now they're talking 80% in June. So 8:30, a lot of things are going to change. That's the SPYs. I think the setup right now is kind of cute in the small caps. The IWM right now, you had this big kind of move from the lows. Then while rates were still going up, literally, the IWM did not come in. And the question I have is, when are we going to take out this, this area right here? Okay, you have the first move up, consolidation. If you measure it with the channel, it's in the top third of this channel. So for me, what I did, besides trading some positions and managing my tier size, I bought a little bit. I went out. What did I go? I went until next Friday. So it also has a jobs number. And I bought some, I put on some calls. But in my mind, I'm like, if the PC comes in hot and the IWM comes in, I only want to do half now. And then I'll figure out if I want to put on the other half, or are we going to have to wait, further in this channel to go to finally to an area where, we're really getting closer to rate cuts, because the IWM has been actually hanging out and going up with, stronger economic data. So we'll see. Why is CA3C3 ripping? Because it had earnings. Got to know when your earnings reports are going to come out. A lot of actually guys in the VTF have some some options on that. So congratulations. So anyway, this is a big level right here, 205.49, 205.49. And then in my 2012 report, I talked about how we should get to at least 212. So, yesterday I mentioned about putting on half, only half, just in case the PC is hot and the IWM's down today. You don't want to put on a lot of it. Okay, half, but if the PCI is lower, chances are the IWM has a move, and you want to have some on and only have positions on that you can kind of handle. Moving along, XBI was, probably one of my biggest trades in a while. We talked about this. I put it in the public. I put it in the 630 Club, the Alpha Team, Power Plays. We talked about how same thing. You had a channel here, and then right within this upper flag, I was putting on a huge call spread, 95 by 100. Then I bought the ETF, and boom, kind of got close to my 105 target, and now we're gonna need a day or so to continue to digest. Look at that cup and handle pattern. Remember that thing we were talking about? Woohoo! Little red dog reversal sell though yesterday after a big move, so I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a correction phase here. Any thoughts on ARM? So let's talk real quickly about AI semis. So Nvidia hit in my head 823, and it's pulled in 50 points. The question is, was that the pull-in, and then are we going to continue to have momentum, or are we going to go through a digestion longer-term phase where you really can't overtrade it? To be honest, it's hard to tell. Okay, at this point, look how long, by the way, look how long this channel went for. I don't know if you guys remember this, but this was a long channel where you had no real traction. You had to, take trades back and forth until finally, we had this really nice breakout move, which we were all over, which was awesome when it broke above 504. Then it gave you the trend. And then what happened now? You have, 823. We're holding 771. So the question is, is the market going to be strong enough for leaders to make additional moves, or does it have to go through some kind of real correction phase, which we'll figure out? At this point, 823 was the high. Here's 806. You had that huge gap up. If you remember, we were buying at 747 the day after, made some good money here, and now I'm making a little bit of money, but it's not a lot. You have to really take your trades, little knick-knack paddywhacks. I also bought a bit of some calls for next week just in case, but I'm not doing anything with much size here because it's hard to tell whether are we going to come in and test this gap, so we're going to pull in another 50 points. We're going to see the 8-day. I don't know. Nvidia this morning is down a whole 70 cents, not doing a whole hell of a lot. So right now we're in a correction phase here, which makes sense. So AMD also getting to be a pain in the ass, excuse my French, one day up, one day down. I did into this pullback. I bought some calls for this week, which probably is not going to work. And I'm also long a little stock. This area's got to have to hold. Otherwise, I'll be done with it. Because then if it doesn't hold, then all of a sudden it's coming life back on this channel that might go a little bit further. So it's getting tight, though. We'll see. It'd be nice. I'd love to get another trade there. So to answer your question about ARM can't do anything if Nvidia is grinding lower and if AMD is still in the channel. ARM was acting stronger, then all of a sudden someone came out and put a neutral on it, and it trapped a bunch of guys. But all in all, ARM doesn't look so bad. ARM gave us a great pro-earnings gap, took out the earnings high, went to 164, held in here, okay, and now all you did is really come back to the 8-day. So this is what, 131? Will it hold 131, or does it have to test this gap? So at this point, ARM is, let's see, let me put ARM up here. ARM is down another 2. So that, if Nvidia goes from down a few to up 5 or 6, chances are you could buy ARM in the hole here. Why is this here show? Oh, that's there. Then maybe you could buy ARM to go from red to green. Then you have 131 right there. So that's how I'm thinking about it. And then if you really want to trade the crack, which you should never smoke crack. I've never done any of that. But I'm just saying that's SMCI, And at this point, 1,077, 1,005. It's coming into some support. It's been grinding down. The low here is 812. It's opening below that. Every now and then you get a setup. This is tough though. You're paying a spread. It can go crazy on you. But I'd raise my hand, but ARM has me trapped. By the way, Ben, you should never be trapped in a stock. Control it. Use a stop. Okay. Anyone who hides, I'm not saying you're hiding underneath your desk, but I know a lot of traders who wish, hope, and pray. There's no wishing, hoping, and praying in trading. There's what's the trade? Has the trade changed? Can I handle the amount of size I'm in, etc. Anyway, someone asked me about Palantir. It's Palantir is it'd be nice. It'd be nice if it could actually hold here a little bit, go sideways and make a higher high. Traders love when stocks make higher highs. And at this point, it's building. I rebought Palantir right around here. I actually trimmed some, and now I'm in still in some. There's a little rumor. I hate rumors because if everyone knows it, usually it's not going to happen. Usually things happen that no one knows about because if everyone knows about it, it's illegal. But anyway, there's some talk that Palantir is going to be added to the S&P 500. And if that's the case, you might have a move. So I'm still in some stock. I bought some $25 calls, 25.50s out 2 weeks just in case they do get added. If they get added, maybe they do. It's a youngish company, and it's doing well and it's in the right area, so maybe it gets added. So we'll see. And I'm only kidding, Ben. Ben Berger. Wow, that one. What was your nickname in high school or college? Not to make fun of you or anything, but Ben Berger. I could see kids having fun with that. Yeah, JMIA. A lot of these, little spec names had a decent rest day where if you manage your size, you could hold on to it. I haven't traded this in years. And then all of a sudden, someone watched it, brought it to my attention on earnings day, and I bought it in here. We added, it hit 588. Now I'd like to see it hold this and go sideways. So you got to pick and choose your spots there. Square, yeah, Square had a nice move. Boeing, I bought Boeing options yesterday. I haven't really been in this one in a while. I hate battleground stocks, and flying doors in the air doesn't make you feel confident in Boeing. But anyway, I haven't really even looked at this in a while. Then yesterday, I got to give it to Chillo, my friend, who is on the Alpha team and helps me run it, pointed out this day one. So I went out and bought options yesterday, and I actually already sold some. I sold half. I made like 100% on those options. Which options did I buy? I bought the Boeing March 8 205s, but here's a lot of resistance. So we'll see. Little day one took out this spot. It is Boeing. Everyone forgets about these things at some point. So maybe it starts another sequence. And at this point, if you sold it on the up here at 257, you have the opportunity to buy some here. But this should be a lot of resistance. What's Boeing doing today? Boeing is down $1.30. So hey, maybe Boeing can go from red to green. You'd want to see it hold half of that. As far as the earnings last night, stocks got annihilated. I didn't, Snow. I feel bad because a lot of people love this stock. I have nothing to do with it. But here's your 200-day. Your 200-day is 181. Where is Snow right now? Snow is a little bit below it. If you took it home long, you got smashed. No pun intended. Anyway. 176-ish. So see what happens here. For Snow, you want to see, does it does it put a low in the first 5-15 minutes, and maybe you could buy versus that, perhaps. But it's going to take a lot of brain power. I'm just going to avoid it. But again, we're losing leadership. That's the thing here. A lot of stocks are digesting, but also kind of rolling over. So the question is now, does that mean we're going to finally get this correction that everyone's been talking about, or all of a sudden, we're just in a controlled digestion where you don't have as much participation, and then we go like after Nvidia. So the PC is going to be really important. So Snow, unfortunately, for those long-term guys or those who thought it's going to go higher, you're getting a Snow job. Anyway, what else? So some people took also CELH. I did not. I have no thesis here. It looked a little bit priced for perfection. So I was like, I don't think it's worth it. What's it doing today? CELH is down 4. Not the end of the world. I don't know if it came out already. It's been acting well, so we'll see. CEO of Snow resigned. I saw that. Thank you. Earnings are coming in now. They didn't come in yet. Okay, so this could change at any moment. So this is your momentum level going sideways. Yes, someone asked me. I did take a small little flyer on AMC. Figured, hey, why not? The stock's $5. It's done a gazillion reverse splits. It's really 25 cents. I thought maybe it could have like a beyond type move, so I bought $5 and 650 calls. They'll be probably worthless. They're over 18 cents. Every now and then, if you want to play earnings and you want to put a few thousand into an earnings just in case it becomes 4x or a 5x or more, it's fine. But you don't buy the stock or sell premium around and just go with it. I just did AMD. Usually tell us where the market is opening. Okay, you want me to tell you where the market's opening? Well, right now, it's going to be hard to tell. It's all going to change. 8:30, the market's going to fully change. And at this point right now, the SPYs are basically right near the lower end of this upper flag. So if you want to see where's the market right now, the SPYs are down $1 at 505. So we're above this little support. But again, we'll see how it goes, at 8:30. What's my thoughts on rum? It's rum. We had a great trade. I started buying that below 540. I sold most up into the 8s, and I tried to buy a dip here and there. It's just drifting. It's it's not the way, it's just out of play. There's been no news I had a big 2-day move. I started buying it here, and then it's been above the 8-day moving average. I sold it into where resistance was, and then I remember actually on this day is when I pretty much got out of it, broke this inside wedge to the downside, and then I bought a little bit, into the support area, and if it breaks this spot, I don't know. Then it's just, just another sequence that turned bad. So just don't get a full sense of security in buying buying a lot of it. Bitcoin, that Bitcoin was my best trade since last week. Wasn't Bitcoin itself, but it was Mara. I didn't take Mara into numbers, but I rode Mara options from 25 to like 32, and I bought BITO also, which was awesome, and I sold it yesterday. I had options. I wanted to go out longer term because I just felt like there was going to be so much FOMO and huge moves in Bitcoin to the upside. But all of a sudden I got filled on the options for this Friday, and as I'm looking at all the options for later in the next few weeks, so it took off. So anyway, what a tremendous move. We played this really, really well, on the alpha team. My first trading IBIT with the new ETF was down here with the red dog reversal. We bought it perfect, and then actually sold it. Then bought it again right here on this inside flag. Sold it probably a little bit below 49,000, and then right in here, I'm like, doesn't feel like Bitcoin's done, and went bought Mara calls and bought BITO calls, and it wound up being an awesome trade. So anyway, for now, it is a little extended. Bitcoin doesn't like to sit around. If you can hang out here just a little bit and let this 8-day catch up, chances are this, 64,000, you go to the weekly chart, looks like it's gonna, wow, what a move. By the way, this is like a college course right here on technical analysis, on chart patterns, on tier system, so PS, right here, I'm like, if it gets through 52, it can go to 55, 63, boom, went even further. So now all of a sudden, it would be nice if it could just consolidate a little bit and then give us another trade back to 69, and then if it takes that out, I was thinking 100,000 by 2025. That's why I said accumulated every month for the long term. Maybe it happens sooner. That's what Bitcoin and that's what crypto does. I'm not going over all coins. I'm not going over Ethereum. I have way too much to do. But when Bitcoin's doing awesome, it usually lifts everything, because when the leader is barking, there's a lot of people falling behind, but just once the leader gets a little bit of a corrective phase, everything goes. Be very careful with altcoins. Okay, they're great when they're hot and they're working technically, but once the market gets into a corrective phase, those things drop really fast, and 90% of them after every bear market's is zero, so or a penny or two. So don't get a false sense of security. But this was, by the way, look at the 8-day moving average, guys. I wrote a book about the 8-day and the 21-day, a bunch of ebooks for a reason. When the trend is your friend, you stay with it. You don't fight it. Here it was below it the whole time. Here it ignited, and it really never faltered. So anyway, awesome trade for you guys. Life. One of my bio guys who's really good, who's had a lot of different takeovers, knows so much about. His name is Jose. I'm gonna give Jose a shout out. It's just a little spec bio that he likes. Technically, it looks okay, so went with it. It's not a VKTX. That was, I got to give Susan that one. She had options here with everyone on the alpha team. Look at that move. Wow. It goes to show you how all of a sudden you catch a friggin' winner in a sequence, you can make a hell of a lot of money. I missed this one, unfortunately, but I'm happy for my crew. I don't always play bios. It's not really, my focus. I did catch the XBI, and I'm going to say with size. But anyway, what was that? NDGL. That was a great takeover. That one I was in. That was all the way back. What was in takeover? Just a huge data. That was back here. Anyway, so listen, bios are hit or miss. I don't like to sit in bios because the last thing I want to do is walk into a disaster. Sometimes I go with options. Actually, this one, a lot of people like. This BBIO was a big winner for us in bio land back down here, and that was a huge gap up, and then went again to 44. And now I haven't really traded it much, but if the bios are going to stay in play, this is something that the fundamental longer term guys like. But again, I'm not a friggin' bio guy, and I don't want to go over it. Tesla, somebody asked me about. Tesla's been a pain, just to be honest. Tesla is not leading. I like when Tesla's leading. I like when it, in this FOMO. I like when it's above the 8-day. I like when it's making higher lows and higher highs. And lately you had to be a surgeon to make money here. At this point, I guess you could be long versus 198. I'm long a little bit, and then if it wants to get better, it'll go sideways, hold 198, and then take this out and maybe go further. This last little inverted head and shoulders pattern gave us a really nice trade. First one was here, and then it's been a choppy mess since. And as far as people like, what about Apple? I don't know. Apple is showing weakness. Apple is having a hard time holding on to this area. As an investor, do not sell Apple. You probably had it for 10, 20 years. You're doing great. But as a trader, it's not doing a whole hell of a lot. And the market will probably notice if this finally breaks this spot. If it breaks 179, 179.50, and doesn't hold it, there's a big void below. And I'm sure the spies and the Qs are not going to like that actively. Whereas Apple this morning, Apple is down 55 cents. And, I thought maybe it would act better and change character when they said no more car. That'll save them money, save them time, save them bandwidth. But still, it didn't really get much going on here. So make sure to watch this level. It's played with it a bunch of times. If it gets and stays below it, I would just be a little bit careful. Onion dip soon. I don't know. It's been trending great. ONON has been an awesome, awesome trade. I'm wearing my ONONs. Here they are. These are cool. These are the ones that go against the Hoka. They gave me, they gave Red Dog 1.5 inches. But I had like 3-4 pair before these. And then all of a sudden I saw Chase, who's a freshman. He has a bunch. They look pretty popular. I would think earnings March 12th are going to be pretty good. As of right now, it's been trending really strong. I've actually used my tier system really well here. We bought this really the $30 calls when it was at 28. They were $1.25. I sold them all the way up to $5, and then I switched the $30 calls to the $33 calls within this consolidation. Look at that. Held the 8-day just like Bitcoin, but it's a little slow. Where do I think it can go pre-earnings? I would think it can get up towards this 37 area. And from there, we'll see where we're at, and I'll see how I adjust, because I do not take stock into numbers. I don't. I take options because risk is premium paid, and earnings are the 12th. So with that being said, we'll see how that goes. At this point, I'm smaller, and I'm riding the trend, and it's been acting great. So hopefully you made a lot of money there. It was the name I gave to, who El Presidente. He said he put $1 million in and made good money, but that wasn't the reason for reaching out. I just want people to be responsible with the stock market. To me, the stock market's not a casino. It's a way to make a living. It's a way to put food on the table. It's a way to have a process so you could retire well and also maybe put your kids through college, not like betting it over a goddamn football game, because there's no edge there. Anyway, with that said, everyone's a big boy. Control what you can control. Make sure to always have your process. Good luck to the Milburn boys. Milburn basketball team's making a little history right now. We're in the actual semifinals tonight in Cranford, 7 o'clock at the high school. We win today. We're in state finals. Yeah. Don't be a dream killer. Anything could always happen. Just work hard. Later, guys.